Shalom, shalom. Barak Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Rakah Kodash. Want to get in and out of this little Trump situation, right? Just in and out, get into some scriptures, and we out, right? Now, a lot of people are saying, whoa, it's a hoax. Oh, this is scripted. All right, so we'll get into some scriptures. First off, man, your whole life is scripted, right? Scriptures. You ain't in control of nothing. Everything is already written. The Most High has already told us what's going to happen, when it's going to happen. I always post this video on one of those the elder Hebrew men saying, "Look, man, if you could understand, what we call the tricks, knowledge, wisdom, etc., right, in our scriptures in the Bible." He said you can clock everything that's going to happen, when it's going to happen, etc. Why? Because if we understand that the Most High is right and true on everything, then we understand what's coming next. Regardless if, whoa, this is planned and all this is fake, nevertheless, look, if we understand the scriptures, we understand that the Most High said, even the Edomites, right? So their first, I'll say their first major rulership, right, was Greece, Rome. We're gonna get into that, right? But what happens? The denarius falls, their dollar falls, their civil unrest. That's why they got these movies called Civil War. If y'all look at some of the posts where I post what was happening with Trump, in the comments I was telling people, hey, like that movie Civil War, Civil, etc., right? Every 80 years, right, there's a turning, and this is the fourth turning. This is the last one, like also mentioned in the scriptures, right? So this is the last one. So with that being said, well, I'm gonna get into some scripture when we look at this, regardless if this is if it's fake, if it's real, none of that matters. Babylon's about to fall because the dollar is about to fall. The dollar is about to fall. And I've been telling Hebrews, this has nothing to do with us, right? This is them. The Most High say, I think that's in Isaiah 26. One of you Akims put it in the channel if I'm wrong, but I think it's Isaiah 26. It says we're supposed to enter into thy chambers and wait until the indignation pass. Meaning, yo, this ain't got nothing to do with us. This got everything to do with them. This ain't our war. This ain't our battle. We don't care about the election. We don't care about none of that. Because this place is finna fall, right? So I'm going to get into a little bit of that. So if we understand anything, I mean, like I was stating about what we say history, the scriptures, the denarius, matter of fact, let's get into it. I ain't even got to show this Trump video, but I think I will, just a little bit. I will play a little bit of it.
We can see the guy there. I think they hit him.
Right, so, but this is what I really want to get into. This right here. Okay, here's why this is important. Because I've done several breakdowns on this. Other Israelites have done several breakdowns on this. Okay? So India and Russia agreed. This was just like two or 3 days ago. Okay? They agreed to diss the US dollar. Why is this important? Why is this important? Okay, so matter of fact, let me see if I can get into it. Salakia. Right? We're gonna go straight into it. I've done several breakdowns on this, right? So we're gonna get into the prophecy of what's going on. Revelation chapter 6, just go straight down to it. Remember, just like in Rome, this is John the Revelator, right? Or John's revealing what's popping off. When they're all, and it's just like the rest of the prophets, when we're all looking down, because we're back on the earth now. There is such thing as regeneration, or what y'all know today is reincarnation. It's that is factual. That is true. Your pastor can't speak on it because he's not allowed to. He's a 501c3. He's not allowed to. He can't. He's not going to tell you nothing about the wars and all that. Like one of the sisters told me, factual in a post. She said, hey, they only gonna mention go out and vote and take over the community. Yeah, they gonna continue to tell you to go out and break the commandments of the Most High Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. We're not supposed to vote. We are in captivity. None of my ancestors died so I can vote which one of their sons are going to be the next ruler over me. That's what you're doing. Well, but they could change. No, they haven't. Something would have changed. Within 476 years, something would have changed, but it hasn't. Slavery never ended. It grew with the big house. But let me continue, okay? So Romans 6 and 5, I'm just paraphrase, right? It says, and when he opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, come and see. And I beheld, and lo, a black horse. And he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. The Most High A false balance is an abomination. He weighs everything in balance. What you've done when you were younger in life, a teenager, an adult, and when you're older, right? Like the scriptures state, he don't punish us. I'm roughly paraphrasing. He don't punish us as what we deserve. Because, for an example, for the men, the first time you mistreated one of his daughters and all that, he could have jammed you up. And for the women, the first time you went outside of one or two, because you allowed 2 body counts, he could have destroyed you. That's whoredom to him. First time outside of that, right? This is just roughly paraphrasing, small example. Just same thing as the Lord Yahushua told the other woman. He said, where your husband at? I ain't got no husband. How they do today? I ain't got no boyfriend. I ain't got no man. He said, man, you've had 5 husbands. What you talking about? What you talking about? You ain't got one. What you talking about? You've had multiple opportunities to get this right, but you decided to thought it up. That's different, all right? Verse 6, right? And I heard a voice in the midst of the 4 beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. See, thou hurt not the oil and the wine. Don't hurt the Israelites. Don't hurt the prophets, the disciples, the servants, those of us out here who pushing this truth. He's saying, don't hurt the oil and the wine. Don't hurt them. And there's another one in Zechariah, I believe, I'm roughly paraphrasing again. It talks about don't even blow, like the wind shouldn't even blow one hair on our head out of place. Now, if you know anything about the Hebrews, you know we got them afros, we got that dark woolly hair, etc., etc. So it's kind of hard to even blow our hair anyway. But he's just saying, I don't even want one of them little nappy head, woolly hair. I don't even want one of them to move when everything pops off. So he's telling them, don't hurt us, okay? But my point is about how everything is going to fall, okay? The dollar, the denarian, etc. That has to happen, just like in Rome. The dollar fell. Matter of fact, let me see if I could just go right back to that. So here is why this is very important. It's what I want to touch on, and it's going to be in relation to Trump, because civil unrest has to happen, but the dollar has to crash first. People going to be rushing to the banks like they are in China right now. What was it, 3 or 4 of the major banks crashed right now? They're going crazy. But people over here are caught up in all other kind of stuff, right? The Olympics and everybody getting into it, and K-Dot and Ken, and K-Dot and Drake, and we're distracted. We're not seeing what's going on in the world. Here's why this is important. India, okay? Those of you who are in so-called corporate America, you know that most of the major companies, they shift their labor and all that offshore. Does that make sense? Right? So, long story short, if you're an Israelite, because that's all I care about, right? Google, do your research. If you work for one of these companies, it's time for you to start looking at the other eggs in your basket. And I'm talking about by the time re-enrollment of healthcare comes, they're finna have mass layoffs. When I say mass, I don't mean 2, 3, 4,000 people got laid off. I'm talking about tens of thousands into the hundreds. Y'all gonna lose your job this fall. Let me give you a small example, right? That's why I'm showing this, right? AT&T, remember they just had the data leak, and they just told you about the data leak. But here's another tidbit. That data leak was 2 years ago. Boy, they just telling y'all about that today. They got your names, your social, every email, every text, every MMS. So if you ever, sent your wife or sent your little piece and game a little picture, or she sent you one, they got it all, nigga. Everything. They got your social, name, data, address, huz, WhatsApp, Waze. They got everything. Everything that was in your phone, they got. Now, they've been had that, but here's why this is important, right? AT&T, Dell, Citigroup, Microsoft, Ford, IBM, right? American Express. I could go on and on and just name these companies. They all are, all of their offices, not only in India, and you think, they're going to just lay off the people in India. Boy, that's how your phone working. When you call tech support, when you at work, those y'all in corporate America, you call tech support, who pick up? Hakeem or Ray over there in India, he pick up. They the ones you gotta wait on. So they're finna lay them off. Why? Because they cannot pay them in BRICS currency. Because they no longer deal with the dollar. You gotta pay them in BRICS currency. So what's gonna happen? Those jobs are gone. And then what does that do? Oh, well, that brings back tech jobs, et cetera, to America. No, this is way off topic, but this is what that one guy was telling people. What's his, Kevin Samuels. This is what he was telling people. Well, specifically, he was telling the women. He was like, yo, y'all got all these degrees and you lead in these degrees, but not in ones that matter, right? Not in science, technology, engineering, and math. Then other nations who are in BRICS and have ditched the dollar as of this year, it's ditched. You can't pay them off in dollars. So if I go to work for you and I live in another country, you got to pay me in BRICS, homie. Or what? All bets are off. They can't do it. They can't do it, especially if you're in Texas and Florida now. They governors have signed in that, hey, we ain't going into that digital banking currency stuff. Look it up. They can't do it, right? That's why this is important, because the downfall of the dollar is here, right? And if you've been probably about, what are we in now, 2024? Kind of exactly. So probably about 10 years ago, right? 9, 10, I don't know. Nevertheless, I think, I don't know if I posted or not, but I told people that, hey, there was something that happened to me live in the flesh. And the Most High showed me that Trump was going to be either the last so-called president of the United States, or something was going to happen with him that was going, it was going to like pop it off. Like he showed me like a crucifixion, like 3 crosses, if you will, right? And then the angel just wrote Trump underneath it. And I was like, okay. So a lot of people thought that was going to be the first time. But now all this is in the scriptures. All this stuff that's going on is in the scriptures, right? So when I talked about World War III, and if you got people in the military and the army, you need to get their ass home. What that means is, the scriptures say, I think that's in Esdras, 2nd Esdras, right? And I'm just roughly paraphrasing today because I'm out on, my morning walk. But it states that all of their bridegrooms are going to be destroyed in the wars. That means if you take your butt off the war, you ain't coming back. That's in the scriptures. So guess what I could also say to that? Oh, it's fake. It's a hoax. It's scripted. Of course it's scripted. It's in the scriptures. So even with Trump, nevertheless, it don't matter. It's prophesied by the prophets. This is going to happen. Now, this is going to bring in the ultimate. It's going to be the downfall. It's going to be the downfall of the dollar, right? Civil unrest. They're going to usher in the MOTB. Look at the movie called Songbird 23. Look at the movie called Civil War, et cetera, right? There was even a show on Netflix. I forget the name of it. One of you Akims put it in the scriptures. It talks about this, and it was filmed in 2022. There's no way they could have known this was, this and more, right? Like this, somebody put The Simpsons too. Yeah, that's right. That's going to happen. That's going to happen for sure. So anyway, with that, let me see if I can get into just a couple of scriptures, right? And get in and out, right? So keep in mind, I mentioned the fall of the Roman Empire. That was 476, 475 AD. Like I said, I ain't in front of my, laptop, computer, books and stuff like that. So I'm paraphrasing, so y'all look this up. That was like 475, 476 AD, right? That's when the Roman Empire, got invaded, started to fall. The first thing was their gold. Matter of fact, since I mentioned 76, in 1976, this got to deal with Nixon and all of them. So don't believe in all that Watergate scandal. Look, see, a lot of people, y'all ain't old enough to remember this. So look, during that time, the U.S. currency, so Rome also switched. Their money used to be backed in the silver and the gold back then. Well, Rome switched out of that. Now, here's why that is important. How you know that these people are the Romans, the Edomites, etc., right? And that don't just mean America. It's all of their provinces. It's all these Edomites you see worldwide who own the fat places. None of them exempt. They don't get a pass just because you think they're in the UK or France or Spain or Amsterdam. They all Edomites, right? So, 1976, 74 to 76, okay? The United States, okay? You young folks, look this up. If I told you Sexy Red had free tickets, y'all would be looking this up, all right? And around that time, the United States switched from silver. And those of us who are old enough, you will remember that the coins look different back in the 70s and the 80s than they do now. Shalom, shalom. They look different than they do now. It's one of my neighbors. So they look different. So what that means is the coins used to be printed and made in actual silver. So that coin, you know, with George Washington and all that, it used to be actual silver. Actual silver. Now it's not. They changed it back in 76, like 476, when Rome began to fall, because you started messing with the money. Now the dollar is just printed. It's not backed by anything. On topic, this is what JFK tried to change. He was like, yo, hold on. Y'all boys just out here printing money on paper that I could pick up at Walmart? Man, y'all sick in y'all head. We need to have something to back this up. It's just like a woman with a husband. He could talk, I love you. Nigga, where your actions at? I need something to back it up. You could not ever say I love you, but if your actions show me you do, okay, I'm going to deal with you. Right? Versus the opposite. Okay? So look that up. I just want to bring that up. Okay? So look that up. That's 476. Okay? So, and I talked about a lot of things. So I went into the regeneration, and those prophets were back here today. Right? You're not going to hear this from your pastors. Right? Not all, but a lot. Right? A lot of these men you might come across, a lot of us Hebrews you might come across in person. And keep this in mind, you're going to know us. That's the thing. It ain't going to be the random dudes you just seeing. You're gonna know some of us. Dang, I went to school with him. Dang, I went this. Or dang, I've been knowing him for a while. Or he been saying this. And we going to stay the same. Our doctrine is never going to change. We're going to be consistent. We're going to stay the same. Because the doctrine, the Most High don't change. Right? Just like back in Rome. Matter of fact, let me get that since I'm just bringing it up. Hold on, Slot. Let me get that. Back in Rome, right? Even a witch, if you will, right? Like today, I tell people all the time, witches know who the men of Yahweh Shem Habashah are. Witches know who the men of the Lord are. They know who we are. They either attached to you, they surrounded by you, they're always trying to like antagonize, bother you. They know who we are. They can't do nothing against us though. None of their spells, enchantment, divination, none of that shit works. They know exactly who we are. Look, matter of fact, Acts, let's get there. I think it's Acts 13, right there. Acts 16 and 16. Here we go. Right? And it came to pass, as we went to prayer, a certain damsel possessed. So if you possessed with something, are you good or are you evil? Okay, so possessed with the spirit of divination met us, which brought her masters much gain by soothsaying. Right? So she's possessed with the spirit so she could soothsay, etc. That's for all you witches out here doing vision boards and manifesting. Come here, girl, let me read you. That's them. That's them. Right? But the Most High has also said they possessed. So if you possessed, are they good or are they evil? So why most of you Hebrew sisters dealing with them? Because it's mostly y'all who dealing with all that stuff now. Manifesting this and this, and you post a little, I'm going to say it so people understand, the little hand upside down like Kyrie Irving got and all that. That ain't got nothing to do with the Most High. All y'all are bewitched. Every last one of you. Right? Verse 17. Then the same chick followed Paul and us. So it was Paul, Barnabas, and others. I mean, just read back through chapter 14, 15, 16, right? Saying, these men are servants of the Most High Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Like, people could reach out and it will tell them, like, say, no. Those dudes right there? Nah. Those are men of the Most High. They know. So even the witch knew in the spiritual sense. She followed Paul, Barnabas, others said, say, I know all y'all thinking me. She said, them niggas right there, those are men of the Most High. They are his sons, literally. Y'all don't see people who say they're spiritual and all that. They understand regeneration and reincarnation. They understand because they dibble and dabble and look into the spiritual world and all that. And they're going to get destroyed, but they can look into the spiritual and they can see the spirit in our bodies, if you will. And they know, they see the crowns, they see the royalty. They know it ain't nothing they could do. They have to yield. They know, suffer not a wish to live, right? The same follow Paul and us and cry saying, these men are servants of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, which show us the way to salvation. Like, people understand it. Show us the way to salvation. So we telling you, This is the way to salvation. This is how it happens. You're not saved already. Oh, I'm saved. I'm good. No. If you under the satanic Roman Catholic Christian doctrine, it's a wrap. Why? Because that's the so-called God that they worshiping in Babylon. I've done many posts on this, right? Like I said, I'm paraphrasing because I'm on a walk, but that's it. Because they worship Zeus here, right? Zeus, right? Jesus is if you understand languages, right? It goes back to Hail Zeus. They took out the Lord's real name, which is Yahweh. He was a Hebrew. He had a Hebrew name. He didn't have a Greek name. His name wasn't Zeus or Herod or Hercules or Macbeth and Caesar. And no. So we got to wake up and start understanding these lies. Okay? So she understood that this is the way, right? And if we go all throughout the scriptures, matter of fact, let me stay in the New Testament, right? I say I'm walking, I ain't want this to be long, but we're going to stay in the spirit, right? 1 Timothy 4. 1 Timothy 4 and let's get right to it, 16. So he's talking to the Israelites, many different doctrines going to come. You got doctrines saying that, okay, well, people from other nations could be saved, and this. What are they being saved from? And then they say they don't know. What are they being saved from? Yeah, because all the other nations are oppressing the Israelites right now. So are they being saved from themselves? Doesn't make sense. Neither is it biblical, right? 1 Timothy 4 and 16. Take heed unto thyself. This is why a lot of the Israelites, especially a lot of the prophets, a lot of the elect, a lot of etc., right? It says take heed to thyself. A lot of them are alone. They're amongst their other Achims. But for the most part, everybody they used to deal with in the world, they don't mess with them no more. They still cordial and speak with them and still be cool, but guess what they got to do? Love is me giving you this doctrine and me telling you this is what it's going to take I want to see you for eternity. I don't want to deal with you right now. I don't care about all the other stuff. This is love. Why? Because for a perfect example, this is why most fathers are not in the house. Satan knows this. So he attacks that right away because there's no order, there's no respect, there's no discipline, right? There's no love. It's what we call tough love. What you think the Most High giving us right now? The Israelites. Like Deuteronomy 28, right? 68, etc. We are in captivity. You think this is love? If your man was treating you the same way, women, right? And vice versa for the men. If your lady was treating you the same way, you would say she hates you. But in the eyes of the Most High, he's like, nah, this is tough love. You over here doing this, what? Hey, this is what I need you to do to get back on track. Once you start doing this, then I'm going to deal with you. That's called tough love. But see, most of our households are ran, like it is what it is, right? Most of our households are ran by women, so they don't understand that. They could turn a boy into an adult, but they can't turn a boy into a man. And that's why the world is the way it is. And the same for the women. Same for the daughters that they're raising. They could turn them into thoughts, etc., all day long. But they still need the father to let them know and tell them, hey, look, no, don't do this. Why? They still need the father to pick their husband, right? Look what's going on today. Most of these women have picked their husband over generations, and look at where we are today. 2, 3, 4 baby daddies, divorce homes, etc., etc., etc. Woman could barely tell you what the hell she want to eat this morning. How the hell she gonna pick a legacy, right? So, like I said, I'm covering a lot. So the Most High says, take heed unto the doctrine, right? Take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine. Continue in them. He didn't say the doctrine means the law. Christian, so that's a cut right there. It's the book of Timothy. Yahweh was already dead. The Lord was already dead. He said, and continue in them. For doing this, you shall save yourself and them who hear thee. Like an example, like the woman we just came across in the book of Acts. She was hearing us. If I was to keep reading that, Paul lit her up like we're supposed to do with the witches. They ain't supposed to get no pass. We're supposed to be cutthroat with them, right? But after that, he removed that spirit from her. He removed that possession from her, that devil or demon, whatever y'all want to call it. He removed it. And he was like, all right, cool, man, leave us alone. Like, kick rocks, right? Stop following us. That's what that is, right? It says, if you're doing this, you shall save both yourself and those who hear you. Now, why is this important? Matter of fact, I'm going to cover a lot in this one. Why is this important? Because with what's going on right now, right, ladies, this is why it's important. You got to have a righteous covering, a righteous man, not just any old, Pookie or Ray Ray. You got to have a righteous man. Why? Because a prudent man. Let me get that. I think that's in Proverbs 22. Could be 23. Yo, 22. Look at that. A prudent man foreseeth evil. When we in these scriptures, we in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, we know what's finna pop off. We know what's coming, right? And hide it himself, right? Like in Psalms 93, we hide ourselves under the Most High's wings, under his feathers. And it says the truth, roughly paraphrasing, but the truth, meaning the law, right? It shall be our knowledge, wisdom, and stability of the times. And it's going to be our buckler, our shield for protection. Look that up in Psalms 91, also in the book of Isaiah, right? So he's saying the law, by us, the more we keep the law, the more we do what they say don't do, the more we get understanding from Yahweh Shem Yahushua, so we can see what's finna pop off, right? So if your pastors them are not telling y'all about this stuff, right? But you are, operations manager for Microsoft and IBM and all that, man, you about to lose your job, and you're not gonna find another one, because the scriptures say so. And you're gonna be out here, it's gonna be like the book of Eli. Y'all remember the book of Eli, right? The movie? That's how it's gonna be. But some of those men were what? Preserved. Right? If you know it or not, Denzel was preserved. Why? Because he had the knowledge of what's to come next. He had the protection from the angels. He couldn't die, like the scriptures say, like we just read. Right? So a prudent man foreseeth evil and hideth himself from it. So this part of it, I guess I'm gonna just translate it, like, even for you sisters, this matters. This matters. I say it all the time. This is like life and death, especially with what y'all see what's popping off now. The dollar finna crash. Oh, matter of fact, another one of them companies is Cisco. All you people in the California, right? What is the Silicon Valley, right? And all you people in the DFW, Dallas Fort Worth, Los Colinas area, that's what's finna happen. If you work for Cisco, or if you have any contracts with Cisco, or if you do anything with them, you about to lose your job. Now, like it says, this is for an appointed time, so you're going to hear this now, and when November and October and December and all that come, and y'all just get that random email on a Friday, all hell going to break loose. That civil unrest going to come. It's going to come through what's going on with Trump. It's going to come through the banks freezing your money. Look what's going on in China right now. That's why they banning it. That's why they did that net neutrality stuff, right? I mean, I ain't gonna say I wish I was home, because y'all got to get out and sweat. You got to get out and walk. If you don't sweat or run or something, you don't sweat, you're going to look like a pig, because pigs don't sweat. So you're going to hold in all them toxins. That's just a little gem. So get out and do something, right? Cut the grass, do something, right? Matter of fact, so like I was saying in 1 Timothy 4:16, it says, and those who hear us. Because all y'all not going to be like us. You're not going to be like the disciples. You're not going to be like the prophets. You're not going to know as much as I know or other brothers know. It is what it is. It's levels to it. Sisters could tell you this, right? They could tell you this. They could say, well, hey, this dude's a leader. This dude's a follower, right? This dude's a king, right? This dude's a procrastinator. This dude, he don't procrastinate. He going to get it done, like right then, right? This dude going to pay all the bills in the house. This dude going to make me go 50-50. This dude gonna make me go 70-30. This dude gonna take care of his child 100%. This nigga here might not even buy Pampers. So it's levels to it, right? Matter of fact, let me get into that and get out. I'm not too far from where I want to be, right? Isaiah 32, right? So when he says a man, that don't just mean the dude you met at the club. He's talking about the Israelite man. This is in the end time. This is a prophecy. Isaiah 32:2. So when all this pop off, we gotta have the men, because we're watchmen. So when we see things like this with Trump, and the last country everybody was waiting on was India, right? That's the last country, because all these other Edomite provinces, we'll call them Basra, they've outsourced most of their jobs to India. Call your cell phone company right now and see, don't you get Muhammad? I guarantee you. Call them right now. Especially on a Friday, Saturday, or a Sunday. Call them and see who you get. You are not finna get Jennifer sitting in the middle of Salt Lake City, Utah. You're not finna get it. And that's why you get mad and say, man, yo, put an American on the phone. Y'all know I ain't lying. All them, not just them, they gonna keep their jobs. Y'all about to lose y'all jobs. That's what's finna happen. All right? Because remember, they're gonna surround Babylon round about, right? So, a prudent man foreseeth evil and hideth himself from it. This is why I've been telling the sisters and the brothers, like, yo, you got to get on this and, like, prepare. That don't mean doomsday stock or nothing like that, but look, what it says, measure the weight and the balances. Measure it out, right? And a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind. The wind means destruction. Destruction to the economy, destruction to your livelihood, to your kingdom, to your home, to your dwelling, destruction to these wars that are coming. Not we, but Babylon, they're going to have a civil war again, like they did 280 years ago, right? They're going to have a civil war again. Well, a few turnings ago. Y'all heard me mention the fourth turning, right? They're going to have a civil war again, right? They're going to usher in the MOTB. The banks and all that going to close, right? And then while all this going on, all these nations going to surround Babylon round about, right? And I'm just speaking just for Rome, etc. That's what's going to get ready to happen. And we don't have that much time. Forget what your pastor and I'm telling you. You do not have that much time. Our job is to also prepare you. That's why the Most High says, those who hear us, those who cover by us, right? It says the elect, the 1/3, right? 1/3 of Israel, those who hear us, because everybody ain't out here doing what we doing. Those who we cover by, I mean, you're going to have, sons, daughters, wives, etc. They in your household. Nigga, you do what I say. You coming with me. That's how that works. The Most High, he's all about order. This is what I'm going into. He's all about order. He's going to have those who are in order, not those who are. This is why Satan promote that independent stuff. You can't have that. This goes back to Numbers chapter 30. If we are women, right? And I'm saying we because I'm not, but y'all my sisters. We have to be in order, man and woman. The Most High don't do out of orderness. That's what Satan does. Remember, we in Babylon. Everything that's done here, the Most High hates. You have to be in order. I don't care if you 30 or 35. Your ass ain't married. You supposed to be at the house with your daddy. Period. But what they promote, so when you turn 18, move out, go to college. No, you supposed to be living at the house and you better drive your ass to college. That's how the Most High, that's how it works with him. What you mean you out the house? Now you uncovered, you naked, you got no covering. Now you just loose and free game to Satan. So it's all order, right? So he got those, I'm gonna get into that real quick. He got those men and women, but right now I'm just this half of the thing I'm talking about the women. He got those women who will be and who are in what? Order. Right? You see that? A man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, from the destruction, and a covert from the tempest, destruction, right? As rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. So if you walking through, if y'all seen the movie Book of Eli, and you walking through and you can't find water, you see how much water costs? He almost had to strip naked to get some water. You can't find water. He's saying the righteous man, the Israelite man, we gonna have I'm roughly paraphrasing, but this is in Isaiah and it's in the book of Psalms. Y'all can pull this up. He says, the men, we shall eat, drink, and be merry during Jacob's troubles. That's what's coming right now. He said, we going to eat, drink, and be merry. We're going to have wine. We're going to have food, water, shelter. It's going to be raining. It's going to be cold. I pray not your flight be in the Sabbath day. It's going to be raining, cold, might be snowy, right? But hey, you're going to have the weave on your back and you're going to have your batty eyelashes. That's what you're going to have. Right? So this is what he's talking about. I'm going to go further into it, right? Verse 9. Isaiah 32:9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease, and hear my voice. This is your father. This Abba Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah calling out to y'all saying, yo, hear me out. But y'all hear him through us. You don't have a personal relationship with your Lord and Savior like they lied to you in Christianity. There's order. You're supposed to pray through your husband, not around your husband. Who the hell you think you are? You got to go through him because he controls your womb as well. For you sisters out there who can't have children, your husband needs to pray to the Most High and ask him that. And if he righteous, the Most High gonna hear him. Your husband controls your womb. You don't. But what they teach her, this my hoe. It ain't yours now. If that's your man, that's your husband. It ain't. Most High don't do boyfriends and girlfriends. The Romans do that. The Grecians do that. Going back, I guess a few blocks ago. Well, I'm walking, sorry, a few minutes ago. And I said, well, Yahweh Shah said to the woman. He's like, man, where your husband at? Why? Because don't be coming up talking to some random man on the street. Where your husband at? I ain't got one. He said, you've had 5. What you think this is? Right? So with that, anyway, I'm going to get off of that. But, and the sisters know that. You walk up to any sister and you say, how many people have you been with? They instantly going to get offended. Why? Because spiritually they know that it's a shame. You can walk up to me and say, do you like onions on your hamburger? Nah, I don't want no onions. What's 2 + 2? 4. You can answer all these basic questions that are so-called not offensive and should be offensive. But the moment you ask something that hit the spirit, what's your body count? That don't matter. The Most High says check the fruit. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah said it does matter. Right? Because we take on other entities, other spirits, other demons, other people's habits, other people's faults, other people's curses. You take that on. Matter of fact, let me get that. Now, that don't mean we can't come out of that, but I'm just showing y'all this is what's about to happen, right? Whoever you're around and attached to, matter of fact, let me get that. I just said attached, so that just brought me to something. I think that's Ezekiel 37. No, 38. That's Ezekiel 38. Yeah, and 7, right there, right? He said, be thou prepared. So this ain't fear. People always fear me. No, the Most High says be prepared. If you see this stuff about to happen, right? A prudent man foreseeth evil. If you see what's about to happen, you're supposed to take action. For example, Noah saw and he heard, he was obedient, that it was about to rain. It was about to flood. Roughly paraphrasing again, one of you Hakim throw this in there, but he said, it says Noah moved in fear of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. He moved in fear. So that means he moved slow, went to church here Sunday, afterwards went to get something to eat, went to brunch. No, he moved in fear because he knew it was coming. Right? He didn't say he moved in fear. He didn't say he was over fear. No, he was like, yo, this is about to happen. Right? So that's where it goes with Ezekiel 7. Be thou prepared, meaning be prepared. That don't mean doomsday stock and all that, but you need to be prepared. If you know everybody, all these people gonna lose their job, you got more eggs in your basket, you need to start picking up, 2 eggs rather than 1. Right? Those who got an ear will hear. Right? You need to be prudent, right? And prepare for thyself. That's the Most High saying prepare. There's nothing wrong with preparing. Not doomsday prep, but he talking to the Israelites, right? And all thy company that are assembled unto thee. So that goes with a test. It says those, the elect, the 1/3, those who hear us, those recover. He said, and all them that are accompanied unto you. Because some people you chop it up with every now and then or every day, or they hear you, they're not gonna, and this to the Akims, this to the brothers, they're not going to be on our level. Even if it's a sister you're dealing with, she's never going to be on your level. If that's the case, then she's the head. She should be teaching you. They're not going to be on our level. They're going to misunderstand the most simplistic things. Remember, in the book of Job, and I don't know if it's Lamentations, what the Most High say, he said, I do not impart to a woman's understanding. He said, I deprive them of wisdom. So that means, that don't mean you're not supposed to not listen to your woman. But here, if she say do something, you ain't supposed to say, if she say jump, you ain't supposed to say how high. He deprived her of wisdom. And that goes back to what he stated to Adam, right? The Most High came down, he looked at Adam and he said, what you doing? And he said, well, here's what we're going to do with you, Adam. I think this is Genesis chapter 2 or 3, right? I'm paraphrasing, like I said, I'm walking, right? He told Adam, he said, here's what we're going to do. Because you decided to hear a woman, meaning you decided to hear what she said over what you already know and what I said. Here's what we're going to do. The Most High came down and was in front of Adam and Eve. Let that sink in. And that goes with Isaiah 65. The Lord said this. He couldn't come down here today, right now, in Babylon, America, and tell these women that they're wrong. He said it's seared in their brain, like it says, a conscience with a hot iron. Take somebody's brain, and you take a hot frying pan you just made a steak on, and you put it on their brain. Is that going to ever come out? No. The Most High got to do it himself. He said their conscience is seared. Matter of fact, since I'm roughly paraphrasing, let me get that. I think that's Isaiah 65. it might be 66. A lot. Hold on. Let me get that. Provoke. Dun, dun, dun. I think that's 66. Well, yeah, I mean, look, that's I'm roughly paraphrasing there, but that's definitely it. That's 66. Hold on, it's 65. Stand by. Hold on. Yeah, he said these are smoke in my nose. Yeah, come on, this is it right here, right? For example, I just go to Isaiah 65. What is that? This sun's so bright I can barely see the screen. Isaiah 65 and 5, right? Right, the Lord said, which say, stand by thyself, come not near me. So now I'm skipping through it, but up in there, if we understand the prophecy, he's talking about what you would call today the everyone who labels themselves as a so-called Christian is what he's talking about. Because they say, I'm saved, I'm this, right? When you say I'm saved, that means you're saying you're sanctified, right? That's what you're saying, right? So it says, stand by thyself, come not near me, for I am holier than thou. Like, nah. Like, that ain't what Yahushua did. They said, why you sit down with the sinners and the publicans, the scribes and the Pharisees, etc. And the disciples like, nigga, what you doing? Right? They were like, what you doing? So he was like, yo, y'all know the secrets to the kingdom of heaven. I'm paraphrasing, right? He said, but they don't. They sick. He called them sick. So today the Most High will call them who say, oh, I'm saved and Jesus and all that. He calls them sick. They sick. This is why we sent out. We got to heal them because the word heals. Learning out who you are, learning the true doctrines, learning the prophecies. That's why it says those of us who are, it says we're supposed to be occupied in the prophecies. We're supposed to be occupied in the prophecies. Hold on, I'm going to get that one that I was talking about. So like I'm trying to cross this freeway when I'm walking. Right? Matter of fact, let me get that. I think that's in 1 Timothy. I think it's in 1 Timothy 4. Hold on. Speaking prophecies, heaven's going to see what. Yeah, kind of. There it is. I thought it was 2. Right? This is the end times. Right? This is the end times. Remember, whether you are a Catholic, a Christian, a Baptist, a Pentecostal, a Jehovah's Witness, all that stuff was created in the 1700s and 1800s. The Israelites, the children of Israel, if you understand Deuteronomy chapter 28, remember the Israelites were going to captivity in Babylon. That goes back to the year 1548. Look that up. Or when did Columbus first get here? Right? Matter of fact, that's something else I want to speak on. Allegedly, he first got here in 1492? They'll teach you that. 476 years ago to date, right? Which also in 476 AD is when the Roman Empire started to fall, like right now. 476 years ago to date, that's when the Edomites came and they brought on those bubonic plagues. They brought on smallpox. They brought on all those diseases, they gave it to them in blankets. That was 476 years ago today. Well, actually yesterday. And then you saw, Babylon falling into the last trumpet, if you will, right? And it's going to happen. He's still going to get out of her. He's still going to get ate up, right? So that's a little tidbit right there. So in the end times, the Most High prophesying, this is 1 Timothy 4. He's saying in the end times, the Israelites, those of us in captivity, in the end times, we going to leave from the faith, meaning we going to leave from the law. We going to leave from what we've always known in Africa, the west coast of Africa, Central Africa, the kingdom of Yahuda, the kingdom of Wahuda. Wahuda is French for Judah. So they knew that they were getting the children of Israel on some of them slave ships. And our brothers and sisters, yes, it was Negroes already here. The old English word Indian means black, means Negro. So when we say Negroes, Native Americans, look, they all us. They all are you, right? Now, I ain't talking about color for you Israelites who be, oh, well, color this. Man, look, if they got the bloodline of a Jake, they Israelites. That's what that means. Because we scattered during captivity. So there's Israelites in Iran, Colombia, wherever else. We're scattered all over. Australia. And because we in captivity, like we've always have been, like in the times of Nehemiah as well, We're going to have you're going to have children. Why? Because the men of the Most High are not gay. It is what it is. They're going to have children that look like speckled birds. That's going to happen. That's natural, right? Now, that don't mean whoever those women are, if they're not Israelites, that don't mean they get a pass, right? Because the Most High, he's still about order. Don't get it twisted. But whoever that male is and that child, they good. They good to go. Anyway, let me keep going. So in the end times, this is my point. Right now, this is what he's talking about. Right now, verse 1. Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times, right now, some shall depart from the faith. Some of y'all gonna depart, be Christians, be Muslims, be Buddhists, be atheists, be manifestors, be free spirits. He said they're gonna depart from the law. Remember, they forced shrimp, pork, lobster, crab down our throats. They forced the bottom feeders down our throats during slavery. Why did they have to force it? Think about that. If you were a slave and all that, and you couldn't eat, you ain't ate in 3-4 days. Look at a movie called Uncle Tom's Cabin. They knew, they said, this is not in their law. This is not in their diet. So they fed us shrimp and crawfish and stuff on purpose. And we would throw it up. And some of us would just starve to death. But now, we freely have, when you've been mentally and physically and spiritually broken, you freely have crawfish broils. You eat it freely. When your great-grandmother, my grandfather was a slave, so I'll say y'all great-grandmother. When you say when your great-grandmother would have died for it, she'd be like, nah, I ain't eating that. Because it's soul food. It's killing my spirit. It's killing my soul. Right? So this is what it's talking about. Start over. Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, from the law, giving heed, meaning bowing down. Everybody bow your heads and pray. You giving heed. When you bow to something, you give heed. The Most High said you don't bow your head to nobody but Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. What's wrong with you? Find scripture in there where you're supposed to say that. So it says it, right? It says, latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits, right? And doctrines of devils. So it says doctrines of devils. If we was in school, we would pause and say, well, who are the devils? We've done several breakdowns on this. Biblical definition of that are the Edomites. So when they came and gave you Christianity, Baptist, Jehovah's Witness, Pentecostal, gave you Catholic with Constantine and all that, when they came and gave you that, those are the doctrines of devils. Then it says seducing spirits. For example, look at T.D. Jakes' church. Look at Joel Osteen church. That's seducing spirits. They're seducing you. And who are the easiest to be seduced? Women. That's why when you walk into them churches, you hear, yeah, man, yeah, pastor, woo, woo. And you hear all this cheering, hooping and hollering, and ain't no word being taught. I wish I knew the name of this black pastor that all the Hebrew women try to post, all the black women be posting. He's a black dude with a bald head. He just be he don't go over or teach not one scripture. It's all inspirational. Because that's a seducing spirit. Because they don't want to hear the truth from us. Right? Look at verse 2. Speaking lies, hypocrisy, having their conscience seared with the hot iron. That's what I wanted right there. Having their conscience seared with the hot iron. You can't take that out. Right? So it goes into Isaiah 65 and 66, which is, you know, what Paul and the rest of them was speaking on. The Lord couldn't come down here today and tell these women of Babylon, not just America, if you got their Western mindset. So if you're in the UK, France, it's all of their providences. Now, I've traveled all over the world, and every one of their providences, they all got the same mindset. You can't come down here and tell them that they're wrong. You can't. This is why you never hear me really speak when dudes be, oh, I'm a passport, bro. I just don't say nothing. I roll my eyes, but I don't say nothing because I also understand. You can't come. If the Lord Yahushua couldn't come down here himself and tell them, sister, you wrong. No, you're supposed to be at the house. No, you're not supposed to be the VP of such and such, such and such. What's wrong with taking care and raising your family? Homeschooling your children? What's wrong with that? See that? So instantly it would be some, if you got that in your spirit where there's some rebuttal or some kickback, Satan already got you. He already got you, right? He already got you. Let me get out of that. I don't know if I even wanted to go that deep into it, but I wanted y'all to see that. Matter of fact, since I mentioned it, I did mention it. So, because I do know this one, like Isaiah 4, right? Now it's talking about this. People think this is the kingdom of heaven. No, This is right now going up into these wars that we're about to enter. Right now, with the civil unrest, when everything pop off, it's going to be looking like a apocalyptic movie. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. So if they say we're going to wear our own apparel, that means right now they not in the clothing that they should be in the first place. Perfect example. Yahweh Shah, the Lord, can come down here today and say, sister, hard blue jean pants, you're not supposed to have them on. Those are for men. Who wears the pants to the house? All of them going to frown their nose up at you right now if you tell them that. But when all this stuff pop off, remember, they're going to be around men of the Lord. They're going to be around Israelites. And Israelites, they ain't even going to open their houses. Remember, like the scriptures say, we're going to be in our houses. It's going to be chariots just right over our houses. And if anybody run up, they're going to get done in. Like they just found, y'all Google this, I'm paraphrasing, but they just found archaeological evidence and proof, right, that in the scriptures, I think it's in Samuel and Kings, when that one angel killed 185,000 men, they found the location and the site of that, and they found all them slain underground to this day. That's what's going to happen. We're going to have a chariot above our house, and there's going to be a few angels sitting up in there, and the world going to see it. And people, like I said, the people, man and woman, friends and all that, they're going to be running to our doors. Bro, please, yo. But guess what? The phones ain't going to be working. You ain't going to have internet. You're going to have to know you don't have to know us. You have to be around us or attached to us, like it said in Ezekiel. Or cover, you don't have to know us. Why? Because when I called, you didn't answer. That's what the Most High states. All this stuff is it goes full circle. This is what's going on, right? Matter of fact, and in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. We're going to wear our own dresses. I ain't trying to put on your Bugle Boy jeans no more, right? Only let us be called by thy name. Let us be covered by you. Let me be in your house. It ain't nothing out here. I ain't showered in 2 weeks. I ate 4 days ago. My lips cracked, my weed falling out. I got lice in my head, right? To take away our reproach. All that lip I was talking. I don't need a man. I don't need this. I don't need it. All that lip they talking. The whole house they live in is built by a man. The whole sanitation system, the migration system. You're going to end up having mold and fungi and all that because men ain't going to be working the sewer for you. Right? So that's what it's saying, to take away our approach. I didn't mean all that. Right? And look what the Most High said. In that day shall the branch of Yahweh be beautiful and glorious. So he said when they come up, they're going to come up to the men of Israel and they start to, I'll just say repent. The Most High said that's beautiful to him. That's glorious. Why? Because the way that they are now is not. He said, that's beautiful to me, right? And the fruit of the earth shall be excellent and comely, right? For them that are escaped of Israel. So when all this pop off, remember you got to be covered and those attached to us, right? We gonna escape. Matter of fact, let me get that. Right? Let me get that. Let me stay in Psalms. I know it's in Sirach. I know the one in Sirach, but let me get the one in Psalms. I think it's 33. No, that's it. I'm about that. Hold on, it's a lot. Yeah, that's it right here. 32:7. Psalms 32:7, right? Thou art my hiding place, right? Thou shalt preserve me from trouble. This goes to Psalms 91. But we be preserved through what? Through the order. Well, you didn't save me like you said you was. Yes, I did. It was an Israelite who you talked to on the phone every day. It was a dude you saw at the corner every single day and you ignored him. You walked right by him and took your ass into brunch. You ignored him. Right? That's what he's talking about. Right? Thou shalt preserve me from trouble. Thou shalt compass me about with the songs of deliverance. Salah. Right. So the hiding place, it comes through the order. It goes to Most High, Lord Yahweh Shah, man, woman, child. And the people out of order, it'll go Yahweh, right? Bashem, Yahweh Shah, man, child, no woman. Look at Lot. The Most High not playing. He is not playing. A lot of brothers have done topics on this. It ain't a battle beating, but remember, Satan's #1 weapon against the Israelites, meaning our whole nation, will be our women. That's his #1 weapon. So what the Most High got to do? He's like, all right, well, I'm gonna take out your defenses. That's what it's called. Right? Matter of fact, let me get that. Y'all stand by. Let me get that real quick. Right? Because I talked about the covering. Look, I'm in it. I'm in it right there. Let me see if I could if it'll highlight real quick. So I'm in the sun. I really can't see it. So it's a lot. Hold on. I'm gonna pause my speech for a minute. It's military helicopter flying over. It's a lot. Right, so if y'all can see that, right, that's Ecclesiasticus or Sirach 26. As the sun, when it ariseth in the high heaven. So as the sun come up in the morning or in the high heavens, right, because heaven also means air altitude, they changed the name of it. They call it stratosphere or what is it, odomus or toposphere, whatever it is, right? Those are different versions, different layers of the heavens. Don't let these people fool y'all. That's why you see the word heaven, sometimes it's capitalized with a capital H and sometimes it's lowercase. Right? That's off topic. Anyway, as when the sun, when it arises in the high heaven, so is the beauty of a good wife in the ordering of her house. So some people will say, well, I thought you said a woman can't have a house by herself. This woman is in the house already, saying the ordering of your house. Right? Because the house also means, people think it means like your physical house. No, that means the stock, the seed you come from. But a woman, if she's in a house, she gonna set it in order. For example, Proverbs 31. Every single Christian woman I know got Proverbs 31 in their bio. But Proverbs 31 also states you're supposed to be able to know how to sew and make clothes. If your husband pop a button and all that, you're supposed to be able to sew it back on. Oh, your pants sewed up, baby. Go ahead. Get on out here. Get your ass back to work. His button pop on off his shirt because he got a little beer belly now. You're supposed to be able to sew that back up. It also states that you're supposed to be up and awake before everyone in the house, like your big mama used to be. Remember your big mama used to be up? You wake up and you smell like, dang, she in there making eggs and pancakes, and you smell it, and that wakes you up. That's what Proverbs 31 states. So it says that's the beauty, right? So as the sun comes up and it's beautiful, you see a beautiful sunset and a sunrise to the Most High. That's beautiful when a woman is in order in her house, right? They ain't supposed to be all on. A lot of people don't know this. But they ain't supposed to be all on girls trips and we're going to Belize and. Man, no, they ain't supposed to do that. Because then you go out of country, you go to Jamaica, you go here, another man massaging up your leg and all that, and you call it vacation and relaxation. No, the Most High says give a woman not liberty to gad abroad. Oh, hey, yeah, baby, we all finna go to the south of France and just for a girl's trip. The Most High says give not. He mean you're supposed to be like, who all going? Am I going? No, the answer is no. What's wrong with you? Because it's security as well. Now that sounds harsh to most westernized, brain people, but that means you're a Babylon. You're under Satan's authority. That's what USA means, right? So, let me see if there's anything else I wanted to touch on. Yeah, I did. Matter of fact, let me see if I can go to it like this, because I mentioned about the cover. This is why this is important. So, a prudent man, if you will, if your Lord, if your covering, if your head, even your pastor, but you shouldn't be in church anyway, but I'm trying to cover in parable, y'all, because most people don't understand. If he ain't telling you about what's coming, because they say we're supposed to have our mind occupied in the prophecy and what to do and what the Most High say you are to do, go out there and vote. Well, just keep praying and doing this. Well, hold on. During these times, Pastor, I see that this is going on in the world, right? I see these wars. I see this. Does God say we supposed to be doing something specific right now? And what is that I'm supposed to be doing? If he can't tell you, you're in the wrong place. That's what that means, right? So Sirach 29 and 21, right? Let me just highlight it. It's bright out here, right? It says the chief thing for life is water. And it's talking about the scriptures. See, it's a parable. It's talking about, of course, regular water, but it's talking about the scriptures, right? Because it's talking about the Israelites, those who of us in the Roman Catholic Christian Church, we've forsaken the fountain of water, right? For a cistern that can hold no water. I mean, you're in a church, but it holds no water. Like, you know what a cistern is. Ask your old lady. Think about a strainer when she's straining the spaghetti. All the water gonna slip out. That's what you're getting when you're in the church. That's what he's telling you. And the water is life. If you don't have water, you're going to die. It is what it is, right? The chief thing for life is water and bread. Give us this day our daily bread, and clothing, and a house to cover shame. So that don't mean, for the sisters who hearing this, that don't mean, okay, well, dang, I understand what's going on now, right? I get it. I know we the Hebrew people. I get all this. What am I supposed to be doing? That don't mean because you have a high body count, you can't come out of it. Because what it states, you got to have a house to cover shame. Just like y'all supposed to have something over y'all head to cover shame. Y'all supposed to be shamefaced. You're not supposed to be walking around all prideful, body out, booty out, body yada yada yada. You're not supposed to be like that. That's prideful, right? The Most High gave all the sisters, and we'll get to the men later, but I'm just on this prophecy now because I'm only dealing with the elect, right? He gave all of them a warning. Like when you have that little cycle come every month, that's your warning that you're supposed to be humble, that you're supposed to remember. That's the warning. If your hair falling out, if you ain't got long hair, that's your warning. Like in Isaiah, he said he's going to make your hair fall out, right? If you got to use monostat 7s and douches and all that, and you got that little smell down there, that's your warning. That's in Isaiah as well. He said he's going to make that thing stink and itch. If your edge is gone and all that, this is what he's talking about. You shouldn't have to put in dead women's hair from India that's been sacrificed to their blue elephant god or to Kali, right? The witch goddess of destruction. That's the hair you're putting in there. They sacrifice and they do seances and burn scents and smokes and stuff over that hair, and then they ship it over here, and you put it in your head, and you wonder why y'all run around crazy, right? Bipolar, not calm, thotting it out everywhere, because that's what they did. They the heathens, not you. All right. But anyway, back to where I was, going with everything. But hey, look, sometimes there's lessons in lessons, like the scriptures say, right? The dollar's already dished. India's done. So if you work for any of them companies, it's time for you to start looking for other eggs. So with that, hopefully you brothers, if you sisters have been edified. Shalom.